Yo, welcome back guys, another video, and today we're going to make the habitat of the Japanese macaque. And you might be thinking, do they really live in a cold environment like the Arctic project that we are creating right now, or at least I was? Yeah, they do. In the center and the northern part of Japan it can be really cold where they do live in the winter. Me myself, I have been to Japan on vacation, and I have seen them in the wild, so not in the zoo. I've seen them in the wild, which was also really high up in the mountains where it can be really cold, and they were sitting like in those water spots which are steamed or warmed up by volcanoes. So yeah, they do actually live in the northern parts. So because I've also seen them in the wild and I do really like them, I had to they have to be in my zoo, and the best location where I can put them is going to be the Arctic. I don't have another choice. They do live in other parts of the land, but I thought the Arctic is the best one. It can be fun if we play some water in it, which you can already heat up a little bit with some heaters, so it gives a feeling, the same feeling from Japan, where you can see they are sitting in those hot waters from volcanoes. So I want to create the same feeling. I'm not sure if passengers are able to walk through the habitat of Japanese macaques, because, well, I've been actually like 1 meter apart from the animals. Like, they don't come in front. They walk around you, but it's not like you can touch them. They keep their distance. I'm not sure if it's the same in Planet Zoo, but for now I just kept it like they can walk the whole around the habitat. So it's not like you go through the habitat. It's also like they can get stressed a lot. I've seen it with other animals in the meantime, with animals or habitats I'm creating right now. You have to be careful with which animals you want to put, or where you're gonna let guests pass by through the habitat. Can be complicated. So I did not do that for now. Just placed a very big area, because Japanese macaques live in groups of around 30. So it will be nice if I can make a same habitat which has around 30 inhabitants, like individuals, and yeah, that's really what I want to get. By the way, right there, the blue line that you see down there, there's a pet coming above there, so guests can enter and walk and see from the other angle. So don't be thinking like this is a weird location to place a building. Don't worry, it will be fixed, or it will look better later in the video. So also in this video we will have some animal facts, which I will always tell a little bit later in the video before we can jump into the animal shots. For now I don't have anything special yet, so please enjoy the video and leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the animal facts. The Japanese macaque is of course from Japan. The Japanese macaque is also known as the snow monkey, as they are often found living in colder regions of Japan where snowfall is common during the winter. They are the world's most northern living monkey species and have adapted incredibly to their surroundings and changing seasons. The Japanese macaque has a stocky body with a naked red face that is said to resemble that of a human. Their thick furry coat is usually grey or brown in color, sometimes with a slightly mottled pattern, and grows thicker during the winter months to allow the Japanese macaque to stay warm in freezing conditions. Like other monkey species, the Japanese macaque has opposable thumbs, allowing it to grasp and hold objects, and it's able to walk on just its hind legs when it has something in its hands. The Japanese macaque is found in 4 separate regions in Japan through a variety of habitats, from subtropical jungles to hot mountain springs, in forest hills, across highlands and high up in the mountains. In the northern and central parts of Japan, Japanese macaques have to contend with seasonal changes, with temperatures in the winter ranging from -15 degrees and in the summer up to 23 Celsius degrees. In their most southern range on the island of Yakushima, the Japanese macaque live amongst tropical broadleaf forests that are subjected to less seasonal change. In central Japan, the Japanese macaque are found in the mountains, where they warm themselves in hot springs that are heated by nearby volcanoes. Japanese macaque live together in troops that are led by the alpha male and usually consists of between 20 and 13 individuals. The alpha male not only helps to sire young, but also decides where the troops should go and protect it from both predators and other Japanese macaque troops. Japanese macaques are incredibly sociable animals, particularly the females, who tend to remain the same troops for their whole lives and spend their time together grooming and raising their troops young. Female Japanese macaques tend to reach sexual maturity about a year earlier than males. At between the age of 4 and 5, she usually chooses her mate by his rank, and after a gestation period that lasts up for 6 months, the female Japanese macaque gives birth to a single infant. Baby Japanese macaques are incredibly dependent on their mother and remain clinging to her for their first couple of years, meaning that the mother and the baby often have a very close bond. Once weaned, males often leave the troop and spend their lives traveling between others, while females generally remain in the same troop that they were born into. Japanese macaques tend to live for a relatively long time, often reaching ages of 30 years old or more. The Japanese macaque is an omnivorous animal, meaning that it forages for both plants and smaller animals in order to survive. And like a number of other monkey species, Japanese macaque are primarily ground-dwelling, so the majority of their foraging is done on the ground. They mainly eat fruits, berries, seeds, young leaves and flowers, which they pick from the surrounding vegetation before storing it in their cheek pouches, so that they can continue to gather more. Japanese macaque babies feed on their mother's milk until they are able to begin eating more solid foods. Due to their fairly large size and diverse habitat ranges, the Japanese macaque has no real predators in their natural environment, perhaps with the exception of the occasional hungry wolf or feral dog. Humans are the primary threat to the Japanese macaque, as they are often killed by farmers when they approach livestock and crops. During the colder winter months, Japanese macaque individuals in the north are also known to sleep in the deciduous trees to protect them from being buried in large amounts of snow during the night. The females are actually very picky when choosing a mate, as they will not mate with the male Japanese macaque that they have mated with in the past few years, to prevent interbreeding within the troop. Japanese macaque, particularly in the north, have different home ranges from the changing season, which leads to their wide variety in diet and different habitat. They are incredibly intelligent and adaptable animals, and they are known to pass new behaviors through the generations. In the mid-1900s, a female was seen entering a hot spring to get a drop soybeans, and from the day to day, whole troops can be seen resting in the steaming waters to keep themselves warm. That were the facts for now, guys. I hope you liked it. So let's jump in for some animal shots. But for now already, leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully see you next time.
You have to say it down there.